Hello, Tails followers, and today we're going to be talking about the PS3 port version of Vesperia and the Xillia conspiracy that's kind of going around. Again, this is conspiracy, so it's probably just bullshit, but it makes a lot of sense, and I think it's a point that needs to be brought up. Basically, Namco Bandai over the years have been suffering financially, not only just with the main company, but with the Tails games. It wasn't until recently that I think they got themselves out of the rut. But yeah, this is totally just a rumor. But basically, I was reading this statement and it was talking about. I don't even know how this information got leaked out or if someone's just bullcrapping it. But they were talking about on this website about how they didn't have the money to make Xillia, and they saying that they sold rights or part of the rights of Vesperia to Microsoft, and I think just the US, maybe even in European countries, and so they could get enough money to help support the creation of Xillia, which to this is such a crazy statement, but it starts to make sense if you think about their financial problems and how much money Xillia took to make. And yeah, so I really don't personally mind. The only reason this totally pisses me off is that means we're not gonna be able to get Tales of Vesperia, the PS3 port, and that's the only part of the argument. So I'm just gonna continue on, I guess. Vesperia, well, if you already know, if you don't, then I might as well tell you the horrible news. The Xbox version is the stupid. I had to censor myself there for a second. We'll just say the stupid version of the true Vesperia. The true one, if you've seen gameplay or even just read about it, you would know how cut down a version we got for the Xbox. It's still an amazing game, and I would totally accept it if I didn't know that there was a better, more enhanced version of the one I have. It adds one new character, Patty, and you get to play as Flynn a lot more. I think you eventually get to keep him on your party too. Also, some of the game mechanics was actually changed. Instead of 4 over limits, you have 8, and every character has a second special. Which, okay, fine, I accept that. That's fine, okay, I guess I missed out on that. But the story was so changed, drastically changed. Like, it added, I don't even know how many hours. They were saying, some people were saying 30 hours plus was added to the actual game. Which, even if that wasn't true, even if it was like 3 hours plus, I would still be pissed because that's part of the story that we weren't able to get. So, on the conspiracy thing, if you think about it, this is where I try and ease it up, I guess. If you think about it, would you have rather wanted the enhanced port of Vesperia, when if you just play the regular Vesperia, you kind of get a feel and understand how the game works? Or would you rather have the Vesperia you have now and be able to get the full Xillia later? To me, even if that is true, I'm fine with it because I'd rather get a full Xillia game and have a half-assed Vesperia. And I'm not sure about you. You could probably write your comments or whatever you think about on this. But yeah, I'm much rather have a full Xillia game than to have just a full Vesperia. So another thing about Vesperia for the PS3, it's been debated whether it is going to be dubbed or not, and whether that rumor is true. I think there's been two incidences where the voice actor for Yuri in English, and well, English dubbing is the same as European. The same voice dubber announced in questionings and stuff. He answered twice that he was he said he was redoing some dubbing for Vesperia, which brought a key, and that's why this debate thing kind of came up. And a second time was he actually confirmed recently, just a couple months ago, that he did do dubbing, and they asked him why isn't the game coming out, and his answer was that he didn't know. He basically was saying he didn't know why it wasn't out yet, and um, that had to do with marketing. It wasn't him. He's just a dubber. But whether that was a slip up on his part, and he really just was talking about something else, which other people has proposed. But I think there's even videos on this, on him actually saying this stuff. But again, that's just a voice actor. The company has still denied. Recently, actually too, a couple months ago as well. There was a French reporter, I believe, and they interviewed someone from Namco, and they were talking about Tales games and a whole bunch of other things. But one of the things was brought up was a Vesperia, the PS3 version, being ported to other countries, and I forgot what his response was, but it was pretty interesting. He didn't deny it, of course, but he didn't confirm it either. So it's like, who knows? But so that was kind of interesting. But on the conspiracy side again, yeah, I'd much rather have a full Xillia than just a part of Vesperia. But yeah, the theory does make a lot of sense, and another part of this is it depends on what parts of this theory might be correct. Maybe, yeah, okay, sure, that's correct. They sold the rights, but maybe they only did it in US, so maybe Europe still has a chance, and they'll port it over. Because if you also accept the fact that Yuri's voice actor said too, then that means they already dubbed extra stuff, which could either mean one of two things. Either one, the video Tales of Vesperia First Strike was dubbed, or two, the actual game was dubbed. Either way, he confirmed, or, well, you can't even say confirmed, because just, he stated that he did extra dubbing for Vesperia with Yuri's voice. So whatever that means, I guess we'll find out in the future. Maybe it might just come to nothing, and this will just be a video about nothing really, just 7 minutes of your life that you wasted on nothing. But yeah, that's this episode of Tales of Rants, the Vesperia Xillia conspiracy. And yeah, keep looking up stuff, and I'll be looking up stuff too, and something new arrives and I'll post it.
Tales of Rants.